You are watching Global Dragon TV's special report. Thanks for joining us.
Devotion to Children, a 501(c)(3) nonprofit organization, assists children from economically disadvantaged families in accessing quality educational and childcare programs. Established in 1994, founder Rosemary Tran Lauer, who arrived in the U.S. in 1975 as a single mother, worked tirelessly to achieve financial independence despite lacking formal college education and proficiency in English. Today, she is a successful entrepreneur and author, dedicating the proceeds from her memoir, Beggars or Angels, to support devotion to children.
Well, Rosemary, I'm looking at this beautiful ballroom and all the volunteers here and to support devotion to children. So what motivates you to start this charity for children?
Well, I came to U.S. in 1975, and I have two young children. One is 6 months old and one is 3 years old. And working 3 jobs is still not enough to pay for childcare. So, after all those years working and understanding the challenge of childcare, when I am able to, I create Devotion to Children with the intention to help parents who are struggling for childcare so they can work. And that was 29 years ago.
Well, Rosemary, we're all first-generation immigrants. I know the struggles that first-generation immigrants have to go through. However, your story is so touching because not only you're the first-generation immigrant, also you came on a boat.
Yes, that's the truth. That's the truth. And, out of that understanding, I think I can relate it to a lot of people. And I'm very, very lucky because the truth of the matter that no matter how idealistic or what you want to do, you cannot do it without good people helping you. And I am extremely blessed to have amazing board member and all of the volunteer and friend who support.
Well, I have to say, your loving heart, not only as a single mother, you raised 6 very successful children, but also now you're sharing the love and also the rest of your life, your devotion to children in the Washington, D.C. area.
Thank you. I consider myself very lucky, very blessed. And with all of that, I think that is come with the blessing, there is the responsibility to help others. So, for me, that is from my heart and my soul, and I am very grateful that I can do something to help others.
Well, talking about blessings, actually, you created all the wealth for yourself, not only for yourself, of course. As I said, you raised seven beautiful and successful children. You're also a very successful entrepreneur, and also you are an author. So let's talk about your book and also your success.
Oh, thank you. I don't consider myself as successful because there is so many people doing much better than me. But I do count my blessing. I consider myself extremely lucky because I did raise 7 children who I'm very proud of. And my book is the story on its own because it's the reason why I create Devotion to Children. And people ask me, it's just so much to explain, so I shared through my journey in the book.
Well, I will call you Mother Rosemary for not only giving love to your own 7 children, but now you're giving your love, your devotion to hundreds, if not thousands of children in the Washington, D.C. area.
Thank you so much, but I cannot take that credit alone because there is people that working with me, our board member, our volunteer, our donor, sponsor. So, one person cannot make anything happen, and that take a village, take a big team, take the beautiful heart, friendship. And honor.
The organization has raised several $100,000 to enhance the lives of young children and their families in the region. Rosemary has received various awards, including the Legacy-Driven Leader Recognition from SOAR Community Network in May 2016 and the Dream Maker Award from the Martin Luther King, Jr. Cultural Foundation Incorporated. In 2015, Celebrating its 29th anniversary this year, Devotion to Children boasts a prominent board of directors, including Scott Gray, Ban Tran, Kathy Jensen, Yasmin Bonilla, Dan Ruttenberg, Garima Singh, Maureen Bell, J. Jaira LN, and Bang Trin. The advisory board features Amos Otis, Valerie Pelton, Lynn Lai, Mohit Trehan, Lita Peterson, and Deborah Steinhardt. These dedicated members and volunteers supported the 27th anniversary gala fundraising event, Red, Heart and Soul Gala, held at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel at Tyson's Corner. With the generous contributions of over 200 attendees, the gala successfully raised over $100,000 for children in need.
thank you to Sky Ballet Center. Now I would like to introduce this year's Gala Chair, Kay Woody. Kay is a financial advisor and portfolio advisor with the McNamara Group based in Tyson's Corner. She brings to her advisory business a wealth of international experience, having worked abroad in both Europe and South America before her career in finance began. Kay received her BA from Virginia Commonwealth University before moving to New York, where she worked in the publishing industry, heading successful magazines. In Kay's spare time, she enjoys traveling and spending time with her family. She is active in her local community and is a member of the Tysons, Northern Virginia Black Chamber and Prince William Chamber of Commerce. She regularly speaks at events and panels on retirement planning strategies. Her passion most lies in empowering women and children to reach their fullest potential. Please welcome this year's Gala Chair, Kay Woody.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Hello and good evening, everyone. Great, that's better, that's better. How's everyone doing this evening? Great, great. I want you to look at your neighbor and say, you look good tonight. Great. Well, it is an honor and an absolute privilege to be your Gala Chair tonight. I am genuinely humbled by the opportunity to work alongside such an incredible organization. And I would like to personally express my deepest and heartfelt gratitude to a phenomenal woman and the reason that we are all gathered here tonight, Rosemary Tran Lauer. Rosemary, I can't see you out there now, but there you are. Rosemary, without your vision and dedication to supporting the needs of everyday families, mothers, fathers, and children struggling across the DMV to meet their child care needs, we would not be here. For this, I want to say thank you. On many occasions, we have shared our own personal stories and struggles as mothers, perhaps like some of you here tonight. On the necessity of child care, it is vital and important to improving the lives and meeting the economic needs of society and building our workforce development. This evening does not come together without our board members and volunteers who generously donate their time and energy to this worthy cause. The months and days leading up to an event like this are filled with hours upon hours of hard work. It is in those days that I recognize, as a Gala Chair, the true heart of the people who make devotion to children a success. For this, I say thank you. As your chair, I would like to thank the numerous businesses and individuals whose kind donations have made the live and silent auction possible. Whether you've made a donation, purchased a live or silent auction item, or attended the gala, you made a difference tonight. You came because you cared about devotion to children's mission, and you helped us reach our goal to further devotion to children's mission and making access to child care equitable for everyone. For this, I say thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. It is amazing to have you here tonight to celebrate our 29th anniversary of devotion to children. We are so grateful to be joined this year by Congressman Jerry Connolly and his wife Kathy Smith, Delegate Holly Sable, and outreach representative from Senator McWarner's office, Jacqueline Mamo, Special thanks to our gala chair, Kay Woody, our MC, Mr. Scott Gray, our gala committee and volunteers, gala video creator Ming Sam and the people of the Ritz-Carlton. Also, my appreciation to Naima, the one and only employee of Devotion to Children. And Sari, our volunteer who came from Laos through CSP program, for all your hard work. Without you, this event wouldn't be possible.
Hi, Scott. How are you? So
Hi.
good to see you at
Good
the
evening.
29th anniversary of the Devotion to Children.
Yes, 29 years.
Wow. So could you tell us your role at the Devotion to Children and also about your major programs?
Yes, I'm one of the board members. We have about 10 board members, and I'm the vice president of the board.
So Devotion to Children, of course, as the name it says, Devotion to Children, but could you elaborate on specific programs that you offer in the Washington, D.C. area?
Certainly. We have basically 4 programs. We have 2 that are tuition assistance related. So what we really do in those cases is we help families that are financially challenged, and they're trying to keep their children in these preschool programs. We have 4 partners, preschool partners, and they help us identify those families, and then we help those families with tuition assistance as needed. Sometimes it's an emergency situation, other times it's long-term. And then we have 2 other programs. We have a speech therapy program that we're sponsoring at one of our partner schools because during the pandemic, a lot of preschool children were struggling because they weren't interacting as often as they normally would, so they were actually struggling with their learning skills in speech. So we have a program working in one of our schools. And then the other program, our 4th program, is a Children's Day event where we work, again, working with our partner schools. We provide all their school supplies that the children graduating to kindergarten are going to be required to have on their first day in kindergarten. And we go out, again, we're helping these families because it's not inexpensive. And we go out working with one of our partners in this regard. United Bank helps us in a great deal in this. And they help gather all the supplies, and we provide backpacks, and we also provide the families a $100 gift certificate to use at Walmart or wherever, so that they can really prepare their graduating kindergartners.
Yeah. Well, Scott, I remember as a mother, 20 years ago, a daycare for a week was $50. At that time, I thought it was expensive. However, in the Washington, D.C. area, even though we have so many very affluent communities, however, the daycare costs still, it's a very heavy financial burden for typical middle class. We're not even talking about low-income households. So what is a typical financial aid you can provide to families who are in need?
Okay, so typically, the cost is anywhere between, say, $14,500 to $20,000 a year. The age of your child, where you're located, and all those things matter. But and the various different schools and the programs they provide. But the bottom line is extremely expensive. And if you it's literally kind of upside down. But if you make a little bit too much money, if your salary is just your income is household income is a little too high, you might not qualify for any subsidy. So sometimes we help those families out because literally if they were just to make a little less, they might qualify for a subsidy. The other families that do, what we often do is we will work with them if they're struggling to pay the copay. So if you're paying, say, $2,000 a month, they may be subsidized up to $1,500 or $1,600, and then we'll help them with the copay, which is the remainder. So,
well,
yeah.
Scott, I know there's some studies on for children who go to preschool will have a much better chance to be successful in education and even later in life. And I think some numbers I saw, it's 85%. So with that kind of percentage and research data, so how important it is for children to go to preschool, and of course, with the assistance of your program.
Absolutely. I mean, that's really what our vision is and what our mission is to help those. And it really does come down to preparing these young, which is why we focus on preschool. If you get into first class, even kindergarten, and you're better prepared, you're already doing a little reading, you've got the language down, because a lot of our families are second, exactly, and they're, so English is their second language. Sometimes it really becomes more the parents, it's their second language, but the children very quickly it's their first language. But we want to have the children be able to get into kindergarten or first grade, and they're already at the same level educationally, and prepared. And it isn't just about the education. It's just about their social skills. It's about their comfort in just being in an educational program like that. So all those things are highly beneficial to a family to keep that child in preschool.
Well, Scott, for families who are in need out there watching this program, how can they get in touch with Devotion to Children and get assistance?
Well, you can go to our website and devotiontochildren.org. But the other thing that you have to note is we work with our partner schools. Now, if for instance if your children were at a school that we weren't partnered with, you could bring it to our attention and maybe we can strike a partnership with them. But we work partnerships because it would be very difficult for our organization to identify families that were struggling financially, but the schools can. So in the time I've been on board, we've doubled the number of partners, and I've been on the board for 4 years, but we've doubled the partners, and we're trying to go much further and just expand this. So, but go to our website, you'll learn a lot.
Great. Well, Scott, thank you so much for your service and also Devotion to Children.
Thank you, Rose.
Well, good evening. There is no more important investment we make in society than the investment in our children. And to try to create a level playing field benefits everybody. But we don't live in an environment with a level playing field. And this organization, celebrating 29 years, is devoted to trying to do just that. Provide opportunity, especially for early childhood learning and child care. Child care is the biggest single impediment to women, especially single moms, being able to enter the workforce or to be able to hold down a job. There's a statistic that says that 23% of single women end up being fired because they can't manage the child care responsibilities. Not because of something innate to them, but because of the difficulty of managing it. Anyone who's had children in daycare know that if your child is sick, that child can't go to daycare that day. And you've got to make arrangements at work to go pick up your child and to be with that child, or to have somebody else do it for you. The cost of daycare have skyrocketed. I think in Virginia it's approaching almost an average for a toddler of $12,000 a year. Here in Fairfax, however, it's more expensive. The average cost is $15,000 a year. If you're in a low-income bracket, that is a huge challenge. And if you have more than one child, it starts to become economically infeasible. And yet we know that early childhood learning is the key to adult success. It gives you a lifetime trajectory on a path toward success academically, work-wise, income-wise, quality of life-wise. So trying to give children that opportunity, irrespective of their backgrounds, is what this organization is devoted to, and it's what we as a society need to be committed to. I was able to bring a grant to Fairfax yesterday, $1.5 million of federal funding for our early childhood initiatives here in Fairfax County. And I'm very proud of that, but thank you. But you and I both know that's a drop in the bucket. That's a down payment of what we have to do. And we know that that investment has a huge return on it. Because that early childhood learning investment improves the high probability of a lifespan that is productive and that is contributory to the rest of society. That's a worthwhile investment for all of us. So making possibilities for kids couldn't be a greater goal. And Rosemary, I congratulate you and your incredible leadership and vision, and doing it for 29 years. Thank you, and let's do it another 29. God bless everybody.
What does a child need to become mentally, physically, and emotionally healthy members of our society? What kind of opportunities do they need? However, not all children have access to these opportunities, especially those from economically disadvantaged families.
Hi, I'm Hallie Smith. I'm the Executive Director of Falls Church McLean Children's Center. We have been providing a high-quality early childhood education for all. Excited about this partnership this year and allowing up to 10 students at our program to meet with a speech and language therapist weekly to help promote their language skills and be ready for kindergarten. And I love the partnership because they truly believe in early childhood education, and they truly believe in this is how we help students get ready for kindergarten, is by providing a high quality early childhood education. And they believe that it's important for all children, and we greatly appreciate that and look forward to ways that our partnership will grow throughout the years, and exciting ways and where our children are going to go and what they're going to eventually, once they reach that age of 18 years old, how are they going to improve our community by the help and devotion of children in their early childhood years.
So, first item for our live auction is Washington Nationals baseball game day experience.
Hey Scott, can I interrupt for 1 second? Do you mind? Can I interrupt for 1 second?
Absolutely.
Okay, so before we get started with the auction, you all got a bidder card when you checked in, is that right? Please go ahead and pull those out. Go on, pull them all out. Just wave them at me. And you see everybody waving their cards at me. I know you got cards at that table right there. There we go. Okay, so Rosemary told me that you all just bid $10,000 and we can go home.
And the yellow sapphire from Thailand. You are a lucky person today. Yeah. So we have another prize too.
Kate is the owner of the Sim Jewelry. So, you know, this is a real stone, and this is the donation to devotion for the best dressed readers. So, the second prize going to be Wade's tea.
As your master of ceremonies this evening, I hope you've enjoyed the evening as much as I have. Please join me in giving a big round of applause to the volunteers and gala committee who made this special evening a success. On behalf of the Board of Directors and the Advisory Board, your support for Devotion to Children is what motivates us all to do more, so thank you. Please drive home safely and enjoy your weekend. Good night, everyone.